Happy Halloween! I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein, and since this Halloween will be like no other Halloween, I'm here to give you some recipes you can make with your kids or friends or just by yourself to celebrate Halloween remotely. Join me for the best of Halloweens today on SoFlo Taste. Spooking for myself, it'll be great.
This is South Florida. It's where I live and work. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. South Florida is more than sun, sand, and sea. It's a lifestyle of fashion, sound, culture, and of course, food. Food with taste from all over the world. Join me as we celebrate the food of South Florida
And the people who love it.
Join me as we experience SoFlo Taste.
Welcome, taste buds. It's nice to be with you, and welcome to a spectacular edition of SoFlo Taste. Well, not too spooky. Today we're going to look back at SoFlo Tastes that celebrated Halloween. I'll have great Halloween ideas for you and your kids, and when I say kids, I mean of any age. So let's get cooking and looking back. My first retro recipe came from a show we did back in 2016 called The Mummy of All Halloweens. There are actually 3 different recipes in this segment, and you'll notice I had help from a bunch of goblins and ghouls. So watch this one with the lights on. We're going to start out with lunch boxes. What we're going to pack for our kids on Halloween that Monday coming up. So I thought I'd start out with some Mummy juice boxes. Butcher.
My pleasure.
Oh, great.
Here's
Thank
some
you.
eyeballs. They're a little dry. Some
I don't want to
guys.
know why. Thank you. Okay, so what we'll do is, it's pretty simple. You choose your favorite juice box, and you take some self-adhesive bandages. You guys know all about these things, right? Yeah. Watch yourself. All right, and then you cut them into strips, and you just go for it. So don't pull too tight. Just kind of go across the box like so. It takes about 3 strips to make a nice mummy. So once you kind of just tie up your mummy in any old messy way, you tuck in the eyes wherever you kind of feel like it, wherever possible, and you know, you can stick like a little one in there, a big one in there, and make it all goofy. So that's a lot of fun. The other idea that we had are sandwiches. You can get any kind of a good seed or nut butter, kind of like an almond, or my favorite is actually sunflower seed butter. So what you do is you can punch using a little cutter, a ring cutter, punch these into circles. You can also do squares. It's totally up to you. And it's very, 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 very simple. You just spread a little bit of your seed butter onto one side, and then obviously your favorite or your kid's favorite jam on the other side. And then you would cut little, let's say, eyes out of, well, the top or the bottom. It's totally up to you. With, again, these cutters. They sell these cutters in sets usually. They're called ring mold cutters. And you can pretty much get them at any good, like a culinary store. And they're really easy to use. And then you just close it up into a little cute face. And then you can fill it with more jam like we have here. And you could kind of play with it. You can get a good blackberry jam, whatever color it is you feel like it, and whatever flavor your kids like. And then we've got these fun fruit strips. And you can cut these into fun teeth, or you can make another little cut into them, I think. Let's see how hard that'll be. Oh, that was actually really easy. And you can use that. You can kind of go a little crazy and do whatever you feel like. And of course here we've stuck little pretzels into it. So this one represents, you know, the crazy hair coming out. And then the other sandwich idea we had is this ham and cheese sandwich. And again, you can have fun with it, and you can cut hair out of cheese like we did here, like Frank-Bern-stein's hair, like so, using cutters or knives. It's totally up to you. You just take, obviously, the crust off of your kid's favorite sandwich, and then using the hair for Frank-Bern-stein at the top. And this one you can, again, get super creative with. You can use radishes, you can use black olives as the eyes, you can do green peppers, like so. And then of course you can do like a little carrot nose. It's kind of fun, kind of kooky. You just have fun with it, and I think the kids will really get into it. And of course, use the fillings that you like and just have a lot of fun. Green olives are wonderful as well to make the eyes. All you do is take the olive and you slice it into little slices and use it like eyes, just like in the black olives. And then we thought, look at this little snack to put in their boxes. Now, I always put carrots and ranch dressing in my son Zachary's lunchbox. He loves them. And so we thought it would be cute to make little jack-o'-lanterns out of carrots. And it's actually not that hard. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. So let me show you how it's done. You take a carrot, this one's already peeled, and then you cut this about in half. Clean it up a little bit. And then we're going to start with the top of the jack-o'-lantern. So 2 straight cuts down. And then using a 90-degree angle, cut out the first cut, like so. And then the other side, like so. And all you do is cut that slice down. And how we have it here is just mixed in with a little bit of black olives. You can do green olives. So this is a lot of fun. Now I love to put a little bit of salty water in this, and it keeps it nice and fresh with an ice cube. And it adds just a tiny hint of salt. My son loves that. And a little bit of ranch dressing for dipping. So for any of these fillings, especially these sandwiches, the sweet sandwich with the sunflower butter, you can use figs that are around right now and make yourself a fresh fig Newton sandwich, chocolate chips, strawberries. It's totally up to you. Just have fun with it and give your kids what they like. Scarecrow, can I give you a sandwich? There you go, one with hair on it. That'll be great for you. Be on your way, Scarecrow. Thank you very much.
You might have noticed I don't like to be scared. So when those guys from Enigma Haunt in Boca got really close to me and made their eerie sounds, the fear on my face was genuine. It was really creepy. Come right back for more. Not more of that, more food. SoFlo Taste will return right after this. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste and my retro recipes for Halloween. What would Halloween and fall be without candy apples? A candy apple free Halloween and fall, I guess. But let's not have that. So here's a twist on a candy apple you can make.
Snacks for the kids, whether you want to stick them in the lunch boxes as well, or when they come back home to give them a little something something. These are really easy and just adorable and kind of healthy. So let's start out with these cute little mandarin orange Jello-filled jack-o'-lanterns. I mean, they're just so adorable. So what you do is you hollow out a mandarin like so. Tangerines, whatever it is that's around. You can even do it with oranges if that's all you find. You basically just cut around the inside, and then you can use a spoon. This is like a little scooper, whatever you've got around. Spoons are perfectly fine. You just basically go in there and you keep turning until you feel it all moving around. And then I've got a little bit of orange Jello here that I made, but it doesn't matter what color, what flavor, it's totally up to you. You can fill that with the Jello, and then you obviously put it in the fridge and let it set. And then for the top of that little jack-o'-lantern, we take the tops from, just a sliver by the way, cutting off the top of the mandarin, and then you just make a little tiny X on the top of it like so. And then using the knife, you take a little mint sprig, and then you kind of guide that sprig into the top of the jack-o'-lantern. And there you have it. So you've got the Jello inside of the hollowed out tangerine, and it's just adorable. Those are really cute. All right, let's do something even easier. We're basically going to make kind of a mouth with funky teeth out of an apple. So let's just cut the apple in sections. All right, so take 2 pieces. Now this one, because the apples turn, you want to serve this to the kids as soon as you can after you make it. Again, you take your favorite either peanut butter or seed butter or almond butter or cashew butter and be a little bit generous with it, like so. And then we make teeth, and this is the kind of funny part. So we have here everything from almonds to chocolate chips to pepitas, different cuts of almonds, blueberries and raisins, and you can kind of just have a little bit of fun with really ugly teeth, like some people I know have really ugly teeth today. And then just fill that in. And there you have it. Look at my beautiful mouth today. See, isn't that pretty? All right, there's that. And then finally, what I think is probably the cutest thing and my son's pretty much favorite thing on earth, we're gonna make little brooms out of cheese sticks. And here, this is just a regular string cheese. Look how adorable these are. They're too much. So you basically just take your string cheese and you cut it in half, and you just pull with your fingers the cheese into little tiny strips like straw so that it looks like a broom, just like that. And then of course, insert the broom handle or pretzel sticks. And then if you want to get even cuter and fancier, you just tie a little chive around it and just make a quick little tie like that. Tie it nice and tight and then cut off the edge, and there you've got it. A cute little broomstick. And those are just adorable, and I have a feeling the kids would really enjoy making that with you. After all those sweet treats, I'm gonna have to exorcise. I wouldn't want to lose my ghoulish figure. I'm sorry, was that corny? Candy corny? Now, if you need the recipes for any of these Halloween treats, here is the trick. Just go online to SoFloTaste.com. I'm back in a moment with more Halloween treats that are irresistible.
Now back to the Goya Kitchen at J.A. World and SoFlo Taste. Here's Chef Michelle Bernstein.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. Let's get social. You see the QRC, quick response code, right over here on the screen? Well, if you point your phone's camera at it, it will take you to the SoFlo Taste website for recipes and more. So point, click, and taste. Now back to the food. Here are a few more treats for you and the kids, or just for you.
So, the first thing I'm gonna get going for y'all are some poison apples. Black sugar-coated apples. Just want what you want to give your kids, right? So we're gonna start out with some regular water, a lot of sugar. I never knew what was in candied apples when I was a kid, that it was that much sugar, and corn syrup. And then finally, I have some very, very dark black food coloring. That's more of a paste, really, that goes in there as well. The darker, the better. And turn your heat up to high. I've got a candy thermometer in there. When it gets to almost like above a hard crack, which is about 318 degrees, I'm gonna shut it off and dip some different sized apples in there. The other fun thing for the little kids, I'll show you with just a couple of dogs. You take regular puff pastry and you want it to be really, really cold, almost even frozen. Roll it out a little bit thinner and then cut it into these strips, which you can do with a scissor if it's a really cold dough, or with a knife, of course. And we're just gonna make mummies out of them. So you basically just wrap the dog up like mummies, and then you bake them. I'm gonna bake these probably for about 6 to 8 minutes. It's all they need. So let me see how my sugar is doing over here. My ghoulish black syrup is starting to move up the candy thermometer. All right, so let's check on our hot dogs as my temperature is moving up slowly. Oh God, these are beautiful. So I personally think it would be kind of cute if you either lay them on the platter, you can have a nice dipping sauce with some googly eyes in there. They're just adorable and fun. So here I have a couple of different types of apples that you can use. I'm gonna go ahead and cover my apples. Now always have a greased cookie sheet nearby so that you can place the apples on after you've dipped them in. Be very, very careful. This is very hot sugar, really dangerous. You just wanna be very, very careful. And just swirl the sugar around until basically it stops dripping. So that's about it. Leave these at room temperature so they can cool. You don't have to put them in the fridge. In fact, I wouldn't.
I've still got more Halloween recipes, so see you in a moment.
SoFlo Home Project is next. Now, back to the food.
I dug up this recipe especially for this show. Literally. They are called dirt cups. And even though they sound like it, they don't have minerals in them.
So my last and favorite dessert when it comes to Halloween is the dirt cup. Lots of different ways to make it. I'm going to show you my favorite chocolate pudding. It's actually a recipe for something called a cremeux. A little bit thicker than a typical pudding, but it's up to you. You can make your favorite chocolate pudding recipe. You can make this one. Either way, this recipe is great even if you're not making a dirt cup. I have milk and cream warming up to 183 degrees in my pot, and I'm mixing some eggs with the remaining sugar. I have a little bit of sugar in that and a little bit of sugar in here. I have beautiful El Rey dark 60% chocolate in the bowl. My favorite cookie to make either crusts with, or in this case, dirt with. This is the Nabisco famous chocolate wafer, an awesome cookie to work with. All right, so, okay, this is called tempering. Add a little bit at a time so that you don't cook your eggs. You go a little bit at a time. It's called to temper. And to temper is to bring up the temperature of the egg little by little to the temperature of that warm milk and cream. Once the temperature is about the same of the two, I'm going to go ahead and add the egg and sugar mixture back into this pot. Turn it on to about a medium-low setting and cook it until it's nice and thick. I'm going to finish it with a little bit of butter because it will thicken the pudding as it cools in the refrigerator, and it will become an even nicer texture. I'm going to go ahead and pour it right into my chocolate. I'll use my blender to combine that together and add the butter little by little. All right, it's come together. I would place that on a bowl of ice water in a cooler, and it cools really quickly. It should be ready in about an hour to two, but make sure you put a little bit of plastic wrap sticking to the pudding so that you never get any kind of a skin. Once you have that all set and ready, again, piping bags are great to have around. It really helps. We got this really fun little, it's actually a flower pot, and using the crushed chocolate wafer, add a little bit into the bottom of the pot, pipe in your cremeux or chocolate pudding, and these are great to take to school for the kids when they have their Halloween parties. Top it with a little bit more dirt, if you will. Uh-oh, I forgot my candy. Can somebody bring me my candies for the top of this? Please? Oh, you're back.
Fresh worms,
Yes.
unearthed from the catacombs of
Fabulous,
Egypt.
thank you.
A rare find indeed.
Okay. And then you stick your worms coming out of the pudding like so, like worms, happy worms in dirt. Well, that's our SoFlo taste for another Halloween. We just looked back at some of my favorite Halloween recipes. They were good then, and they're good now. I hope you liked them and had fun. After all, ghouls just want to have fun. Next week, is it squash or squashes? No matter which, I've got great recipes for the plural of these fall favorites. From roasting them to stuffing them to just plain enjoying them. I'll have them all. So join me next time as I ask, squash anyone? SoFlo Home Project is next here on Local 10, so let's check in with design expert Elena Capra. Good morning, Elena.
Hi, Michelle. So we all love our South Florida weather, but if you want to experience a little bit of fall in your home, then we have got a surprise for you. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, we show you how to bring a little bit of autumn decor into your home.
Thanks, Ms. Capra. We'll be watching, right, guys? Yeah! So, taste buds, have a good week, a happy and safe Halloween, and I'll see you next time here on SoFlo Taste. Be smart, be well, and be safe. Goodbye. Mwah. Good health and very good taste. Here's wishing you a happy Halloween.